I might have found the coolest, most goofy looking snake. A snake that naturally eats frogs and even fish. I'm talking about Erythrolamprus Jaegeri, named after a German paleontologist called Georg Friedrich Jäger, commonly known as the Jaegers ground snake. The most striking thing about this colubrid is its colors. Vibrant green up top and bright red underneath, kinda like this Mango, which I decided to name him. Mango is going to temporarily live in this enclosure, so I can easily watch his behaviors, see that he eats and sheds properly, while I build him a paludarium. Before we can build, we have to destroy. In this case, the vampire crab nursery number 1. This was set up 2 years ago for baby vampire crabs, who are no longer babies. All of my vampire crab tanks will be taken down soon, and the crabs are going to move to a much bigger tank. I found 25 vampire crabs, including these super small ones. If you've seen my latest videos, you know I like to make my backgrounds using moldable decoration concrete from a company called Make. It's relatively easy to work with, it lasts forever, and you can even use it underwater. The base for the background is a piece of styrofoam, simply silicone to the back. These snakes are often found near water, so I have to include a water feature. To separate land from water, I siliconed in a piece of glass, followed by a piece of styrofoam. The following day, I began carving the foam to create a baseline for details. I then mixed up a batch of Make's concrete and covered the styrofoam. I usually add a second layer as a decorative layer, but in this case, since the tank is so small, I skipped it. I failed to film the detailing process, but when the concrete is hard, but not fully cured, you can carve, create cracks and details using sharp and pointy tools. Once the concrete is fully cured, it's time to make it look good, waterproof and safe. To do this, I mix up some Make color fix with white and black pigment. The aim is to make it look like a grey rock somewhere in the jungle. Alright, so it's now the next day, the background has fully cured. I just realized one thing that would make my life much easier is if I would have built the background outside of the enclosure and then simply just glue it onto the glass. Instead of having to mask tape the whole enclosure not to spill, which I've done anyway. But I just got off the phone with Eric, the creator, and he told me about the tip called dirty water. So in this bucket I have water, a little bit of color fix, green pigment, black pigment and brown pigment. With the sponge, I'm now going to dirty the background, making it look like it's been aged, making it look old straight away. So now what I'm gonna do is completely squeeze out everything, and we're just gonna lightly press this sponge into the background. Alright, so the background is done now. I removed the tape, I took it outside and I hosed it down and I cleaned the tank completely. Remember, if you're going to do this on a small scale in a small tank, it's easier to build the background outside than inside the tank. Now, let's do a water test. Seems to be holding water perfectly fine. I want to see how it looks with sand in the bottom, because right now it's just confusing. You know, that you can see the glass bottom and it doesn't look very great. But I want to see what happens when I put some sand inside. That looks super nice. Got that underwater background. It's a little bit darker here. That's different textures. I think it looks super nice. When it comes to snakes, I like to create a 2-part drainage layer to prevent the snakes from ending up there. The first layer is leca balls, and the second, plastic floor tiles lined with mosquito net, secured in place with zip ties. Mango is such a small snake, and I couldn't make it tight enough and close the gaps, so I ended up using sand instead. I just have to mist the tank carefully to not waterlog it, and if Mango ends up in the sand, it's fine. The substrate I'm using is a mix of organic topsoil, sand, gravel, substratum, and crushed oak leaves. While I was building Mango a new home, he had successfully shed his skin, enjoyed a pre-killed guppy, and he went for a swim. With the heavy parts done, it's time to bring it to life with plants. I left the tank to mature for a couple of weeks before adding Mango. But now the wait is finally over and we can introduce him to his new home.